Hello, my name is Blake Patterson, and welcome to Real Values. On this week's episode, I discuss Celine Song's Materialist. A24's marketing campaign for Materialist has been selling the movie as romantic fluff from the 2000s that would have attracted actors like Kate Hudson, Matthew McConaughey, and Hugh Grant. The general thought among some people who loved Past Lives was that Song had potentially succumbed to commercial storytelling. While Materialist has aspects we expect from a mainstream romantic comedy, Song's sophomore effort is more serious and biting than what people expect from the trailers. As you watch Materialist, it is easy to recognize the delicacy and intelligence of Song's classicist aesthetic approach and behaviorally nuanced writing. Many young directors tend to repeat themselves after their first movie, but Song has more on her mind with Materialist by focusing on the complexities of online dating culture and its industry, beneath the artificiality of its setting and the conventional beauty of the actors. Materialist is a welcome critique of the culture and how the industry conditions people to think superficially about potential partners on an app as if they are food in a restaurant menu. The dehumanization Song observes deepens into the effects of what can happen when the battle between love and death is at the center of the potential relationship. When considering the literature of Jane Austen and Edith Wharton, the conflict between love and death is nothing new in the romantic genre. But Song's sociocultural interest in online dating culture is so specific to our time that it speaks harsh truths about everyone who participates and how they respond to others on an app. Song's thematic investment is through Dakota Johnson's matchmaker, Lucy, and her work with various clients and two men, her ex, a struggling theater actor named John, played by Chris Evans, and Pedro Pascal's Harry Castillo, a wealthy man who shows interest in her at a wedding. While the trailers present a love triangle, Song exploits and bends the love triangle in an ideologically confrontational way for Lucy to mature beyond the materialistic viewpoint she has adopted and promoted as a matchmaker. In one touching scene between Lucy and John, Lucy speaks of being a bad person due to her judgmental perspective regarding a potential lover, but Song recognizes how Lucy is a good person who has been consumed by her profession and its social politics. Through the loving but dysfunctional relationship between Lucy and John, Song places their conflict against the daily problems of having a relationship and focusing on the career you want in a capitalistic system. The struggles of doing what you love versus the luxuries of a material life are what divide many partners apart. And Song's response to the juxtaposition is so exact that there is never any doubt about its authenticity, even within the framework of a romantic comedy that traditionally builds upon the fantasies a general audience desires in their lives. Two of the most unnerving observations Song conceives concern a secret Harry withholds to present his seemingly idyllic surface, and one of Lucy's clients, Zoe Winter's Sophie. With his Burt Reynolds mustache and persuasive empathy, Pascal is perfectly cast as Harry because he fits into the mold of what many people desire when they see a man. When Song reveals that Harry has had leg surgery where he could increase his height by 6 inches, the moment reveals and reminds viewers how even the most desirable and successful men are vulnerable enough to defy themselves to achieve a false sense of perfection. The revelation is so cutting that it might provoke men who have always felt insecure about their height, but the aftermath Harry and Lucy share regarding the outcome is heartwarming due to the genuine feeling Song, Pascal, and Johnson provide. Compared to other clients, especially the ridiculously picky ones, Song's concentration on Sophie causes us to hope for the best in her dating journey due to her struggles until one of Sophie's matches assaults her. Song handles the man's predatory background so subtly that it shocks and burns our senses when Lucy and the audience learn about the assault. The scene is not only a reminder of the dangers involved in online dating, but a portrayal of trauma where Song understands Lucy's pain and how her boss approaches the trauma in basic business terms to move past a trauma that is difficult to face and overcome. What is so scathing about the sequence is how it is a part of Song's commentary on the calculated ways in which matchmakers within the online dating industry are conditioned to function because the clients are treated as numbers rather than human beings. Lucy's growth as a character through her relationship with the people in her life is honest in its transition because Song and Johnson capture the behavioral nuances of how Lucy will speak to different people until the business and personal identities blur into a detached identity bubbling with a broken and lonely heart. In the past, Johnson has always had a lively presence that was limited to an archetypal character to fit within a director's flawed vision. With Lucy, Song has given Johnson a character to breathe life into by channeling her charm and wit naturally and meshing those characteristics with Lucy's inner turmoil. It is a wonderful performance that provokes you to wonder about what Johnson is truly capable of as a performer when given the right material. The same can be expressed about Evans, who has spent much of his career playing Captain America, but Captain America has now grown a beard and inhabits the talented but frustrated John beautifully. Johnson and Evans work so sublimely together that it makes sense why they would be attracted to each other, since they are individually appealing in different ways. The audience never doubts their romantic history because we can feel their past and how Evans and Johnson interact with each other. Johnson and Evans's chemistry complements Song's belief in Lucy and John's future. Even though some critics have complained about the romantic comedy contrivances surrounding Song's commentary, they are ultimately too focused on a part rather than the whole. One critical reaction about wanting Lucy to be with Harry suggested a subliminal misunderstanding of the film's message, as if it were better to embrace the materialistic life rather than genuine love. On a more positive note, a critic referred to Materialist as an elevated rom-com to transfer the ahistorical lens regarding horror to the romantic comedy. Anyone who has seen the genre history of horror and the romantic comedy realizes how absurd the notion of an elevated subgenre is. Critical reception aside, Materialist is a humane and intelligent critique and reflection of what it is like to date someone in the modern era. While its ending might be more lovely than powerful compared to Past Lives' heartbreaking conclusion, Materialist solidifies Song's place as an artist interested in contemporary life and the complications of every interaction, whether it is romantic or platonic. Thank you for watching this video. Have a great night.